At what point does a historical costume become history bounding? What is history bounding? Well, the term bounding comes from the Disney park community. At the Disney parks, you're not allowed to dress up in full costume unless you're a wee youngin'. It's one of their rules so that somebody doesn't accidentally confuse just a civilian with one of their cast members. So people come up with some really clever workarounds for this rule. So say you wanted to go as Ariel, you would wear a green skirt and like a cute purple halter top. Ariel-esque without being in a costume. And now bounding has moved beyond Disney. And I specifically want to talk about history bounding. History bounding is where you take historical items and add them into your everyday wardrobe. In the past, like since I was in high school, I've always leaned towards the more vintage side of fashion, like 40s and 50s. Modern fashion has never brought me the same amount of joy as a full circle skirt does. And I've been in love with big, beautiful historical gowns since I was a small child and watched The King and I with my Mimi. That shall we dance dress. My God. I think about it often. Shall we dance? Ba-dum-bum-bum. And now I've started adding more historical pieces into my everyday wardrobe, and not fully on purpose. I make a lot of things for this channel. Kind of my whole thing. And I really love to make historical costumes. And there's two pieces in particular that I made last year that are very historical, like straight up made them from a historical pattern on a pattern based on historical garments. And I made them as kind of costume pieces, kind of. And I like these two garments so much that they've made their way into my wardrobe, which kind of surprised me. I'm talking about this 1878 overskirt. It's ridiculously wrinkled right now because I just moved and it's in my mend pile because I didn't make it as well as I should have because I didn't think I would actually wear it. But look how cute this is. This outfit, it's adorable. And also this 1780s robe anglaise. So I made the green overskirt for this outfit, which I do wear that striped skirt. It's so cute. I don't usually wear the overskirt over that skirt, but I do wear both of these pieces. Well, not the overskirt anymore because I need to fix it. Anyways, and then I made this overdress for the Brandywine Festival. And one thing that these two pieces have in common is they kind of create a dramatic silhouette. And damn if I don't love a dramatic silhouette. But we're gonna put the overskirt to the side for now, and we'll do something with it in a future video. But today, I wanna talk about this, robe anglaise. Is it robe a la anglaise or just robe anglaise? I made this one for the Brandywine Festival. It was a very small piece of a larger video where I made an entire capsule wardrobe. It didn't really get its time to shine. And it also has a couple of issues, which kind of keeps me from reaching for it more often. So I want to fix those, not in this, that it's done. This is a done deal, but let's make another one and we can fix the issues. But I was recently watching the Outlander spinoff, and there's a side character, somebody's sister or something, who was wearing this, and it has been taking up space in my brain since I saw that. These are terrible photos, I'm so sorry, but I just love the way that this dress is kind of bustled, and it's so cute. So a couple of things I need to fix on this one is the waist is too short. The natural waist falls about here. So this is like 1.5 inches too short. So I can only wear it with dresses, and only specific dresses because of the very plunging neckline. And my range of motion is limited. Wait. This is as far as we go here. Oh, that man in little coat. So I want to add some gussets under the arm, and hopefully that will fix it. For the main part of the dress, I have this fabric, which is some cotton curtains. Are they cute? I will admit, I really wanted to make another pink one, but I was like, no, That's ridiculous. You already have a pink one. You can't make another pink one. It was very hard not to make another pink one. I found this in my stash and I found this very cute. And then, so this was just supposed to be an overdress, but I cannot help myself because I found this in my stash. And look, they just go so perfectly together. Look at that. So we're also making a skirt. Because why not? And then for the inside of the overdress, I have this, which goes very lovely with both of these fabrics. So this you will see when it's just like, when the dress is bustled, but the bustle isn't going to be permanent. I will make a button and loop situation so that I can bustle or unbustle when I want. And since the Hobbit LARP is in October, you can still buy tickets. Find the link below. There's only a few left. Join me. I figured that these fall colors and this kind of autumnal design would be perfect. There we have it. I'm gonna quit talking now because I've talked too much. So let's start adjusting this pattern and getting everything cut out. Let's go. I've used this pattern a couple of times now. This is a tracing of the original pattern. I get my patterns printed on the big A0 sheets because I absolutely loathe printing and taping them together. But since these are a little pricey, I don't like to cut them out because that seems really wasteful. So I always trace my patterns. And since I'm making adjustments to this one, I'm going to trace it again, just in case I mess it up. I split the bodice front and sides to extend them 1 inch. The back seemed long enough, so I did a weird thing and tapered the back side piece so that it has 1 inch added on the side that connects to the side piece and nothing on the side that connects to the back, if that makes sense. This was a bit of a gamble, but I think it turned out okay. But then I decided to put the overdress to the side and cut out the skirt. I really like this skirt pattern. I've used it a bunch of times with some alterations to the pockets and waistband. I'll put the link for both of these patterns in the description. The skirt is massive though, and it doesn't fit the fabric, but that's okay because, say it with me now, piecing is period. The tears are here.
Where's the other baby?
I don't know, did she lose her other baby?
No, not. I think big enough.
Shut up. Excuse me, ma'am, where's your baby? Is she trying to scare me away?
I think so.
Look at her stomp her feet.
Oh my god. She's like, what?
Now it's time to cut out the overdress. Did I lay all my pieces out to make sure they all fit? No. Even though it's a plaid pattern and therefore needs extra fabric if you want the patterns to line up. Nope. I just got excited like a little puppy and just started cutting away. So I just started cutting the skirt for the overdress out, just willy-nilly, like just no cares in the world. Everything will be fine. Nothing matters. There's an endless amount of fabric. What could go wrong? Actually, none of those thoughts were in my brain. It was just crickets because what was I thinking? Yeah, let me just cut out the skirt, the biggest pieces before I even think about the bodice, because now I don't have enough for the bodice. So I've cut out the back chunk of the skirt, and then there's the front 2 pieces that I have not cut out yet because my brain is slow to warm up. Like a 1980 Cadillac, you gotta run it for a minute before you're getting any air. Good news is, I have enough, I think, for the bodice. I'm out of practice, you guys, oh my God. It's ridiculous. Okay, so I do think I have enough for the bodice. Luckily, or unluckily, I don't know, I cut the other panel like really long, like way longer than I need it to be because we're going Hobbit style, which is, you know, mid-shin. So I'm gonna manage to cut out the pieces I need for those. It is now the sleeves. The sleeves I'm gonna have issues with. And I don't really know what to do about it. I think if I can puzzle it together, I might be able to patch the sleeves together. And then the issue with that is this is a plaid fabric, so I'm not going to be able to pattern match anything, really. Yeah, I was just so excited to like get to work. Like, yeah, let's go. I want to cut some fabric out. I'm ready to start sewing. And then promptly forgot how to do anything. My necklace is so crooked. I will admit there's a part of me that's just like, well, this is ruined. So I guess we're done now. Might as well just go lay in bed because this is done. I will at least be able to pattern match across the bodice because I'm cutting it on the fold. So that works out. All right, let's just start wishing and hoping and praying and planning and dreaming that this will turn out. I was in goblin mode for some reason and was just cutting everything out on the floor. I don't know, some days you just like need a little bit more floor time. Did I overreact and panic before double checking to make sure I had enough fabric? No. Me? No. I don't overreact. Come on. Okay, yeah, I did. I did that. After I opened up the seams and ironed it and kind of, shifted the skirt pattern over a little bit, there was plenty. And I did open up all the seams, like ready to start piecing scraps together, ironed everything out. Now I have a little extra fabric. Maybe I'll make a little hat tie. A little bonnet. Anyway, the lesson here, I guess, is don't panic and always have your towel. But I'm gonna go now because people are making noise in the kitchen and I don't have doors on this room yet, so a little noisy. Goodbye. Cutting out the lining for the skirt by laying the skirt on top of it. Nothing innovating here. I'm cutting the lining for the bodice out of some green cotton fabric I have in my stash. Now jumping back to the skirt, because I can't just work on one thing until it's done for some reason. I cut out the pockets and the pocket plackets. If you have enough of the fabric for the pockets and it isn't too thick, you can just use the same material. You don't need plackets. But I'm obviously not thinking things through with this project, and I'm just adding plackets because the pattern piece was there. I had enough fabric to make these out of the skirt fabric. This was silly. I don't know. Just some days be like that. I'm fine. I'll get back in the flow soon. I'm talking like this is an abnormal occurrence when it very much is not. Anyways, I pinned the pockets right sides together, which took me longer than I care to admit because the plackets threw me off, and sewed around the pocket. Then, in the moment decision, I decided I want to make them French seams for, I don't know why, I was just like, yeah, that's a good idea, French seams. So I trimmed the seam allowance down, turned them right sides out, and then sew them again, encasing the raw edge. Only this is a backwards French seam because the encased edge is supposed to be on the inside of the pocket, but I suppose it's okay because it's for a pocket and that goes inside the skirt so you can't see it. I don't know, it's fine. And then I decided I really wanted to sew all my seams twice, so I did French seams on the skirt too. Only this time I did them the right way around. So I've made this skirt like 3 or 4 times now. And I always gather it to fit into the waistband. So this time we're gonna pleat it. Let's start with the back, because the back waistband gets the pockets and those are not gonna get pleated. So I'll start by pinning those. And while I do this, I thought I'd give you a little life update. So we've lived in the house now for almost 2 months, like a month and a half. About a full month with furniture. Quite a while where we didn't have any furniture. And so far, I love it. One of the kind of only things that I hate about the house right now is that the stairs squeak terribly. Every single one. Walk up and it's like, it's awful. I think in order to fix it though, you have to get behind the stairs, and there is a small bathroom under the stairs. I have to decide if I want to tear out the wall behind the toilet to get to the back of the stairs in order to fix it. And honestly, not really. It's a single box pleat in the back, I guess. Sure. Does that seem right? What did I do? Get over here. Get over here. Look how much is gathered in here. Did I grab the wrong waistband? Let me see. Did I make the skirt wrong? Oh, you know what? I think I made the skirt wrong. Oh, okay. Did I? Oh, I see what I've done. Normally, with this skirt, I cut out 4 panels for the front and the back. So that's what happened. It's twice as not full. That's a stupid way to phrase that, but okay. So far, I love Virginia. I mean, you saw the deer. Those just live in my backyard. That's too big. Come back. I have bats. I mean, I don't have the bats, but they are in my neighborhood. I went out for a walk. They just fly around. It's amazing. Is that even? I don't think so. Oh my gosh. Is that weird to have a singular pleat? Just a single box pleat in the back? It is a little bit, isn't it? I mean, I don't have enough fabric to make this any bigger. I used all my fabric. What if we turn the pleat in towards the middle? Oh, that's better. That's how box pleats go. I'm doing it backwards. All right. Fun fact, I almost went to graduate school. I didn't because the pandemic happened. But I almost did, and my thesis was going to be on bats. So, oh, there's just like, I don't even, this is weird, not having the skirt doubled. There's no pleats, just a single box pleat in the back. And I've already redone the kitchen, which I love. And I do plan to do like every room in the house, basically. But that takes time. This room might be next, or it might not. I don't know. It's kind of how I'm feeling. I just don't know what I want to do in this space yet. We're like 90% unpacked at this point. I haven't hung anything on the walls yet. Or like put up any knickknack. There's currently a void behind me, a blue-gray void, because I don't know what to do yet. The issue is I have too many options because I can do anything. Like literally anything. So what do I do? There's just so many options. So I am thinking on it, I'm brainstorming on it. I got a Pinterest board going. And also I'm a little burnt out from the kitchen, so I need some space away from that. And I got the Brandywine Festival coming up and then Halloween. So I'm kind of busy for the next couple of months. I'm also currently working on setting up a woodworking shop in my garage, which is, dear God, somebody come help. Please help me. There's so much trash from moving, and I don't have an enormous dumpster to go and take all the trash to. So we're just kind of slowly throwing it away week by week. Anyway, that's all to say, I'm trying to set up a shop, but I can't because there's literally no space because it is full of garbage. And I hate that. And there's also a ton of stray cats, a ton of them around here. All right, let me put the waistband on this one and then we can chat again in a little while. Oh my God. The skirt needs a hem, but it's finished. I'm like childishly disappointed that it's not as floofy, but that's my own stupidity for choosing a fabric that I had very little of, but I do still like it and it's got enough volume. And with a petticoat under it, it'll look very cute. And it is probably a little bit more like modern wardrobe friendly since it's not as crazy big. I have really got to put a tapestry up because this like void behind me is not very visually interesting. Yeah, I like it. Okay, on to the bodice. bodice over skirt thing. Where's the ties? Oh, these suspenders are in the way. I guess I'll start with the bodice. The back of the bodice has a couple of pleats on each side that go all the way down. And to make it easy to see these lines from the front, I decided to baste the lines in. So I used a long running stitch. Like, I did this by hand. Someone needs to come and check on me because I might be ill. It took me maybe 10 minutes to do this, but it's very out of character for me. Is this growth? I'm not sure that I like this. And it gets worse. I decided to hand sew the top stitching that goes down the center back seam and all the pleats, like all of them. I basically hand sewed this whole thing. I don't know if I'm okay. Moving along to the boning channels, I just used some ribbon that I had in my stash, sewed it down on the sewing machine like a sane person. That was aggressive. I'm sorry. Now I can attach the lining to the bodice, and I do this by pitting them right sides together and sewing the center front and the neckline. And here is the only place where the pattern lines up really nicely. Isn't that good? My shoulders are starting to hurt. That's hand sew. It all looks so nice. He's right. It does look nice, but I'm bored. Don't want to do this anymore. Okay, let me ask you a question. This is a yes or no question. Do not think about it. This is like coming from your gut, yes or no. After I ask the question, we could talk about it, but I just want your gut answer first. Why have you done this? Like, insist on having an insanely long thread for no reason. It is not hard to thread more thread. Okay, are you ready? Are birds evil? Yes or no? So my friend, when we were at the Ren Fair recently, made a comment about birds being evil. And I was like, birds aren't evil. And then she asked like 3 more people, and they were all like, yes, birds are evil. Like, without hesitation. Yes, of course, birds are evil. And now, inherently no animal is good or evil. That's just like, animals don't have morals like people do. So this is just like this is a silly thing. Because I don't think birds are evil. And it kind of got me thinking like, well, but like what animals are? If I had to categorize animals as being good or evil, what animals would be evil? There's not many on this list, but the first one that comes to mind are kangaroos. I cannot explain why, but if I had to put them one place or the other, they're evil. Another one that's evil, dolphins. I know you're like, oh no, Annie, not dolphins. They're so cute. They're smart though. And depending on who you ask, they're the 3rd most intelligent creature on the planet. A joke for 5 people. No, they're too smart, which just, it makes them evil. Humans, evil. I'm not paying attention. My spacing is getting really far apart. And crooked. Something that, an animal that is good that some people might classify as evil. Bats. I love bats. Frickin' bats. I feel like to group all birds together as evil is unfair. There's so many different birds. Like chickens. Chickens can't be evil, they're too dumb. So I was thinking recently about starting a Patreon. It was always the goal, you know? Because YouTube just like, it just does not pay anything. And I make enough to cover most of material costs. But that's it, and that's a maybe, because some months, not even that. So it was always my goal to start a Patreon, but it seems like everybody in my like cohort had just started a Patreon. So it feels weird to start one now. Like maybe I should wait. I don't know what I'm waiting for, but like subscription fatigue is real, and asking people to subscribe for something else where it would be like a true Patreon, like patron, like in the classical sense, where like my YouTube channel is the majority of my content and contributions, and I wouldn't really do a lot extra for the Patreon because like I don't have time, I guess. But we could do like monthly like live streams, which would be fun. And there's the chats in Patreon, and that would be cool to like chat with you guys and like you can show me your projects because I love that. Like there would be some more personal stuff in there, but like not a lot. So I don't know. It also feels weird to just be like, I make things that I want to make, but I also happen to film them and you like watching them, so give me money. But I don't really like doing ads. I've done a couple and I will probably do more, but like I don't really like to do them. They don't make me feel good. And I'm not even doing things that like I wouldn't purchase myself. But it just like feels icky. I do like behind the scenes stuff, like project updates, and you can see what I'm working on before the video comes out. Anyways, this is all stupid. Let's finish this bodice. Quick update. I was working on the bodice and she's coming along. We got most of the boning in. Yeah, okay. We got most of the boning in. The lining is attached. I started to put the sleeves, well, the sleeve caps on, not caps, shoulder straps, the shoulder straps. And I'm looking at this piece, trying to connect it to the back, and I'm just like, so something's not working, right? So I grab the pattern piece, and I'm looking at this pattern piece. This pattern piece is looking at me. We're both just mad dogging each other. And I realize, I think something's wrong. So I get up, take myself into the living room where my computer is. And I pull up the pattern and compared the two pieces, and turns out I had just lobbed off a part of this pattern at some point. Probably when I was like cutting fabric, you know, with the rotary cutter, and just like slid it in there and just went, just cut it right off. So that's fun. Is my forehead overexposed because of the big light right above my head? Probably. Anyways, it's fixed now. Let's get back to the bodice because I'm trying to finish it so that I can work on the skirt, because for some reason I'm like excited to do the skirt and I can't really explain why. I think I'm just excited to see the skirt with the like bustled part, and so therefore I'm excited to do it. I think that's the reason, because all the steps I need to do to actually get the skirt done are not entirely fun and they're pretty time consuming. So my hand stitching is not impressive. It is pretty wonky. That's okay. I'm not redoing it, so it's fine. Let's go. Now that the shoulder strap debacle is resolved, we can take care of the sleeves. I started with a 4x4 inch gusset, but this ended up being too big and made the bodice look weird. It had a real droopy underarm, which is, you know, not a good look. So I cut that down to a 2x2 square and sewed that back in. Sew the gusset to the sleeve first, and then attached it to the bodice, and then attached the underarm of the sleeve. But then the top of the sleeve gets attached to the lining, and then I top stitched the shoulder strap on the outside down by hand, because I guess that's the kind of person I am now. The good news, I have figured out the sleeve. It is attached. The gusset is there. It's a little wonky. As long as nobody is studying my armpits, we're probably okay. Bad news is you can see the pink boning channels through the fabric. It might be subtle on screen, but like in person, it is like pretty visible. So that's cool. So we're gonna take the boning out and move those to the inside of the garment now. In other good news, there are so many bats in my neighborhood, like so many. It is the coolest thing. Take a walk at dusk and they're just like flapping around all over the place. So exciting. Other good news, tons of different mushrooms in my backyard. It's just cool. So I'm not eating any of them, don't worry. I just like to look at them and be like, that's cool. And that's it. But then sometimes I get my spouse and I'm like, spouse, come here. Look, isn't that cool? And they're like, yeah, that's cool. What else? Oh, I put a light catcher up in the kitchen because we have skylights. And during around like between somewhere like 12 and 2, the light sun just goes right into the skylight. And it is so bright. And so I've put a little light catcher right there. And I'm really, really excited to see it like splash rainbows all over my kitchen. Okay, I'm like childishly excited about that. So it's currently like 10 a.m. It's 11 a.m. I am getting a very late start. But let's see what we can get done. I'm gonna add cartridge pleats to the skirt. I love cartridge pleats. But before I can do that, I need to add the decorative lining that's gonna show up when I have the skirt bustled. After that, I can use this template I made last year to mark where the cartridge pleats go. Mine are 1/2 inch apart, but spacing is up to you and how much fabric you have. The important part is that there is at least 2 rows and that they are evenly spaced. Now I'm taking some nylon beading thread, which is very thin but incredibly strong, to make the pleats. You don't need the nylon thread. I've just been doing a lot of beading lately and making these cute little bead guys at night as a little like nighttime hobby, like a little hobby break from my other hobby. Anyways, taking that thread, I run it in and out of the dots. I'm going from the middle of the skirt out and I'm making 2 rows, and it's important that you go in and out of the dots on both rows at the same point. And then you pull on the strings and the fabric gets gathered up like an accordion. I love this part, it's my favorite part. And then I line that up on the bodice, make sure all the pleats are evenly spaced, and then each individual pleat gets whip stitched to the bodice. And now you're probably thinking, wow, that was a lot of work. At least it's done now. Wrong. You're wrong. Because I want these pleats to look nice and stay in place, I sew a little loop around each pleat about 1.5 inches down from the top. And again, I do this to every single pleat. And now we're gonna steam these pleats into submission so they keep their nice and lovely pleated shape forever. I mean, probably not like forever, ever, but like it helps keep their shape. I did have to add a little bit more of the lining to the overskirt. I basically used the rest of the fabric that I had. It's sewn down in a questionable way, but it's, you know, we do what we have to do. But now it's finally time to place where the bustle is going to go. I get out Clara and start pinning and unpinning and trying it on and repinning until I get it to look like the reference image. And then with the dress still on Clara, I sew the buttons on. I use these really cute mother of pearl mosaic buttons, but when the skirt is down, they fall in between the pleats, so you can't really see them. You can only see them when it's bustled. For the loop part of the bustle, I take 3 long strands of thread and fold them in half, and then braid those together. That braid then gets sewn through the fabric and then tied together in a loop on the inside, so that from the front, the loop is basically invisible because the majority of the loop is on the inside of the skirt. But when it's time to bustle it, you just kind of pull on the loop and then it all comes to the front, and then you can slip that over the button and there you go. It's bustled.